Hello, YouTube. You know, it just seems more and more as a collective consciousness of humanity or as a society. Um, it seems that we no longer have an appreciation of why and how things work. No one cares anymore. No one cares. As long as it works. As long as it works. But no one seems to care why and how things work anymore. It's like we've swept science under the rug. It's like we've swept science under the rug, and now everyone's just looking for a new drug. Whether it's instant gratification, or some short-lived attention, or some empty-ass empathy, or professional victims. That right there. That just that term right there, that ideal, that ideology of a professional victim, which is something that can only happen on the internet. I'm sorry, but I mean, that right there, a professional victim, that's just introducing us to the death of the human language. I mean, it's atrocious. This whole professional victim bullshit. It's something that can only happen on the internet. It's not something that could occur out in the real world. Because in the real world, there's repercussions for what you say and the things you do. But when you're hiding in a darkened room and the only thing lighting up your face is your little iPad, the only thing lighting up your face is your little iPad or your fucking tablet or whatever, well then you're free to do and say whatever the fuck you want and hide behind freedom of speech, even though it's bullshit. There are repercussions, there's actions, and for every action there's an equal and opposite reaction. And on the internet, sure, you can say whatever you want and hide behind the flag of free speech, but it's bullshit, because let's face it, in the real world there are repercussions, and you are held responsible for what the fuck you say and for what the fuck you do in life. And on the internet, it's this whole, this hypercube dimensional reality where you can be faceless and you can be, that in itself too, the real world seems to just be interweaving itself more and more as the years have gone by with the technological world. And whatever real world meant, 15, 20 years ago, that meaning has drastically changed because of technology. And it's kind of a double-edged sword, I suppose. Or I don't suppose, I know, because I see the immense amounts of retardation that occur on a day-to-day basis. And it is frying a lot of people's brain cells and intellect and their ability to be reasonable, rational human fucking beings. But always you wrestle inside me. Always you will. Always. I just, this new generation of thin-skinned pussies who make cases for severe butthole bleeding of the internalization of the feels. Oh no, my God, you disagree with me on the internet. It's just, I can't, I can't deal with it anymore, but unless I go off and live in a fucking mountain somewhere, I'm gonna have to deal with it for the time being. It's just gotten so ridiculous, It's gotten so ridiculous now. I think a reason why a lot of the good YouTubers left YouTube was because they were able to zoom out of themselves and try and view themselves as objective as possible, because no one knows you. No one knows you better than you, and I feel like that's what happened to a lot of good YouTubers that were just like they looked at their shit, they looked at their content as as a whole, and they were like, you know what, I've just evolved and turned into everything I always hated. You know, I'm just pretty much spouting the same rhetorical bullshit. I'm just regurgitating the same shit over and over and over and over, just using different words and be like, fuck Onision, fuck Onision, fuck Onision, fuck Thundercunt, fuck Thundercunt, fuck Thundercunt, fuck Thundercunt. And I'm sure they took a step back and they were like, I don't like who I'm turning into as a person anymore, and this shit has just like gotten like way too convoluted in my brain. I tap out, I'm out. Have fun, crazy fuckers on YouTube. I'm out, peace. And you never saw some of them again. And some came back and they're like, oh, I kind of came back, but I just like, every now and then, once every 3 months, I'll make a video. And whatever, that's cool. It's whatever. It's shit. If you've left YouTube, I mean, good for you. Good for you. You're in a far more sane state of mind than anyone watching this video. But maybe I am a little insane. Jake the Snake Roberts. Anyway, so yeah, I don't know. You should do that with your channel if you're watching this video. You should like try to be as objective as possible and be like, have I evolved and turned into everything I stood against and fought for, and that I just end up turning into everything I always hated? And that's just being this predictable, whiny, 24/7 reruns of fucking regurgitated diarrhea just spewing out your fucking mouth. And hey, if you don't want to do that, it's too much, it's too heavy. I understand. It's not your fault. It's not your fault. It's not your fault.